Hello everyone. This is Introduction to Microsoft Word Part 3A. Please take the time to view my other videos. Different ways to open Word, Introduction to Microsoft Word Part 1 and Part 2. Today we're going to learn different ways to add the font face, font size, how to change the font case, how to insert or highlight text, how to insert non-breaking hyphens and spaces, and how to set tabs. So let's get started. You can feel free to open any Word document you would like to work on. I'm going to highlight this entire document, so I'm going to click on my keyboard Control A. I'm using my shortcut keys. I want this document to be Times New Roman 12-point font, so I'm going to my font group and I'm clicking on the drop down arrow for the font face and I'm looking for Times New Roman. I'm going back to the font group, I'm clicking on the drop down arrow for the font size and I'm clicking on 12-point font. Clicking out into the white area to take the highlight off, and you can see that this entire document is Times New Roman 12-point font. There is another way that you can change your font size. You can go to the font group and you can click on the command Grow Font. You can also, if you wanted to, shrink your font by clicking on the Shrink Font command in the font group. I'm going to undo the font size and the font face because I want to show you another way that we can change the font face and the font size. We would go to the font group, we would click on the font launcher, the font dialog box appears. Make sure the font tab is activated. You see in the font field it says Arial. So I'm just going to type in T so that it brings all the T's up for the different fonts and I don't have to scroll so much. So I'm going to click on Times New Roman, the font style, the field says regular and that's correct. The font size, we want this font size 12. And I'm going to click on OK. I'm clicking out in the white area to take the highlight off. And as you can see, we have Times New Roman 12-point font for the entire document again. So those are the different ways you can change your font face and the font size. Now what I want to do is, where you see this insertion mark blinking, I want to highlight that entire sentence because it is the main point of this particular document. So I'm going to triple click to highlight this entire sentence and I want to center this particular sentence. So I'm going to go to the paragraph group and I'm going to click on the center command. It centers the document. I am also going to change the font style and the font size of this particular document. So I'm going to go to the font group. I'm clicking on the font launcher. The font dialog box will appear. In the font face it says Times New Roman, that's fine, but I want to change the font style. I want to make this style bold, so I'm selecting bold. And the font size, I want to make this size of this particular sentence 26 size font so it will stand out. You can see in the preview box, you can see everything that you're doing. Okay, I want to make all of my letters small caps, so I'm going to select small caps and I want to add text effects to this particular sentence. So I'm going to click on this text effects button and the text effect that I want to apply is shadow, and I'm going to use the preset text effects shadows in this particular sentence. Right now you see we have no shadow, but I'm going to use offset left, so I'm selecting this and I'm clicking close and I'm going to click OK and I'm going to click out in the white area to take the highlight off, and you see that we have Times New Roman 12-point font and you can see a shadow around this particular sentence, so it does set this particular sentence off from the rest of this particular document. Now we're going to apply a highlighter to some of the text in this particular document. So in the first paragraph, I'm going to highlight this particular paragraph select this particular paragraph by triple clicking. And what I want to do is I want to highlight all the words in this document. So I'm going to go to the font group and click on text highlight color. And I want it to highlight yellow. Okay. Now if I wanted to highlight a different color, I just go to the font group and click the drop down arrow, and I can click on any color I want, and then I can just triple click on the outside and it will highlight in any color I want. I just happen to like yellow, my highlighting to be in yellow, so I'm going to make it yellow. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to insert a non-breaking hyphen and a non-breaking space. So I'm going to go to the area right here where you see the company name, and you can see there's a regular hyphen there, and I'm going to backspace that out. To make a non-breaking hyphen, you would click on your keyboard Shift, Control, and hyphen, and you can see this hyphen is a little longer than the other one. Let me just undo that so you can see the difference. See, that's the regular hyphen, and this is the non-breaking hyphen. You use the non-breaking hyphen if you want to keep words together. Okay, I'm going to also insert a non-breaking space, and you use a non-breaking space if you want to keep numbers together. So I want to keep, let's see, I'm just looking for a good example for you. I'm looking for 7.5 million. I'm going to take out that particular space that you see. It's a space there. I want to keep 7.5 and million together. So to apply the non-breaking space, I would go Control, Shift, and space on my keyboard. And you can see there is an element there. And I'm going to undo just so you can see how it was prior. Okay, and then I took out the space and put in the non-breaking space. Now we're going to set tabs. So I'm going to highlight these. I'm going to take this particular sentence off, and I'm going to highlight these last three sentences of my second paragraph of my document. Okay, and I am going to go to the paragraph group, and I'm going to click on the paragraph launcher, and I'm going to click on the button that says tabs. Okay, and I'm going to set my tabs at 0.5 left. I want left tab at 0.5, so I'm going to set it. Okay, the next tab I'm going to set is 2.5, and I want to make sure it's left. But this, I want to have leaders. Those are those little dots before. And I'm going to set it. And my last tab I'm going to set at 4, and I want to make sure that I have leaders as well. So I'm clicking on 2 because that's what I want to have. But guess what? Number 4, I forgot to make it decimal because I want these numbers to all line up on the right side. So I want to make this alignment decimal instead of left. Let me set it and then OK. Okay, I click out into the white area to take the highlight off, and you can see that my document is now aligned. I'm going to highlight this area because what I want to do is I want to go to the paragraph group and I want to increase my indent, and I also want to center this. Okay, if I want to have another line space between the words and my tabulated information, I just go to enter and put in another line space or enter. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe and leave your comment. Thank you and have a great day.